Okay, an African elegy. This poem I don't have as many notes on because it doesn't have that much explanation to it. You just kind of have to understand the words and the message the poem sends out. Okay, an African elegy. So when we see the word elegy, we expect funeral tones, but it's actually not the case with the poem. It's about the suffering of African people or the suffering of the continent. We are the miracles that God made. We refers to African people. And that line has a very grateful tone. It's very celebratory and it has religious connotation. To taste the bitter fruit of time. So that obviously contrasts miracles and bitter. There's a contrast in that line. And the time is their life. And this line means to have an unpleasant life. And the contrast is they have a miraculous birth, but then an unpleasant life. And time is personified. We are precious. That line is extremely optimistic. And one day our suffering will turn into the wonders of the earth. This section means that it might be a disappointing life, but it is still an optimistic life. There's still positivity. And it's more than enduring one's suffering, it's making something positive out of one's suffering. And that's where it introduces the idea which carries through the rest of the poem. Turn shows that there is a change. Next stanza. There are things that burn me now. Burn refers to hurt and pain, and now refers to the present. These painful things have a time limit. They're only now, and they will stop. Which turn golden when I am happy. This means that your pain is memorable, but it can be precious once you've moved through that pain and you've learned what that pain meant and it's taught you things, and it turns out to be golden. Do you see the mystery in our pain? Our is a possessive pronoun, and it's saying that the mystery has beauty in it. That we bear poverty and are able to sing and dance sweet things. This means that they can see the goodness in life, even when you're in a bad situation, and find beauty and joy while suffering. And it has a very hopeful tone. The next stanza explains this image in a very sensory way. And that we never curse the air when it is warm. That's saying we need to look at what we do have. And we don't moan about things when our situation is good. We're content and we enjoy what we have. So we don't curse the air when it's warm, when things are good. Or the fruit when it tastes so good. Same image. And fruit represents life. Or the lights that bounce gently on the waters. And these are the things that they don't take for granted. And it's very simple and natural images of appreciation around you. It's being happy with the simple yet good things in life. And that question mark is a continuation of the rhetorical question that we see. We bless things even in our pain. Once again, contrast to what was being said here. That's saying that being able to appreciate things doesn't take away the pain, but you're still able to do it. We bless them in our silence. So bless relates to prayer, and it repeats the religious connotation in the poem. And silence links to the idea of suffering in silence. That is why our music is so sweet. This now is the answer to the question. And our, another possessive pronoun. So now the image is developed, and it says, besides enduring the positive things, they are creating something beautiful, adding positivity to the world. That is why our music is so sweet. It makes the air remember. What they add to the world is held and cherished and precious to the world. There are secret miracles at work. So that miracle links to the miracle in stanza 1. That only time will bring forth. Once again, links to stanza 1. The miracle is not just that God created them, but they live in the reflection of the God that created them. And time has allowed them to become positive. Time has allowed them to suffer and create beauty from their suffering. I too have heard the dead singing. So now it becomes more personal and more metaphorical. And the dead refer to the ancestors and the voice of the ancestors and the dead being remembered. And they tell me that this life is good. They, once again, refers to the ancestors. And these are the songs and what they're saying in the songs. And it's a message from the afterlife. This poem mixes religious beliefs. It mixes Christianity and African belief. And they tell me this life is good. There's positivity in this life as well as the afterlife. They tell me to live it gently. Gently means positively. With fire and always with hope. Hope is a common theme in this poem. And fire means passion. There is wonder here. That's linking to the idea that life's good. And there is surprise. So now in the next stanza, it builds. In everything, the unseen moves. So the unseen is evidence of the afterlife, and it means faith and the spirits, and it has a very spiritual meaning in everything. The ocean is full of songs. The sky is not an enemy. Destiny is our friend. So these are three short, powerful lines that end off the poem. And it's very natural. And the answers to these questions are all very natural, linked to nature, as there's evidence of godliness in nature. The ocean is full of songs. Songs represent music and rhythm and celebration and sound. The sky is not our enemy. Sky can mean heaven and dying. And it's saying that you mustn't be afraid of the unknown and what you can't perceive or understand right now. Destiny is our friend. So destiny means fate or the afterlife. And it's saying don't be scared of the future or destiny. Live life for the now because there's enjoyment and good in it. And basically the whole thing is saying live life to the fullest. So this poem is all about a union with nature. Things being taken for granted and things being appreciated. There's a lot of sensory imagery. It's an elegy, which is a funeral song. And it's written in the form of African mysticism, which mixes religion and culture and ancestors. It has phases. There's grief, sorrow, and then praise. And yeah, its overall image is just to find joy and beauty while suffering and being hopeful through it.